Good evening. We'll call to order our Tuesday, March 28th regular meeting of the Board of County Commissioners. We'll begin with our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everybody. We'll start with our roll call, please.
Commissioner District 1, Randy Netherland.
I'm here.
Commissioner District 2, Kevin Schutte.
Here.
And Commissioner District 3, Terry Jeffries is absent for the evening.
Item number 4, correspondence and organizational business. If you report the correspondence, please.
Sheriff Salisbury sent a letter regarding budget adoption clarification, and the Economic Development Council sent a letter of interest in remaining the Associate Development Organization designee for Mason County.
Very good, thank you. Item number 5, open forum for citizen input. This is an opportunity for members of the public to provide input on issues that are not on tonight's agenda. If anybody from the public would like to come forward and address the commission on issues not on the agenda, now would be the time to do it. Okay, seeing none, we'll move on. Item number 6, adoption of the agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I move for the adoption of the agenda as presented.
I'll second that. It's been moved and seconded that we adopt the agenda as presented. Any other discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And the agenda is adopted. Item number 7, approval of minutes. We have minutes from March 6, 2017 briefing minutes and March 21st, 2017 regular meeting minutes.
Mr. Chairman, I move for the approval of the minutes March 6, 2017 briefing minutes, March 21st, 2017 regular meeting minutes.
I'll second that. It's been moved and seconded that we approve the minutes from March 6, 2017 and March 21st, 2017. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. And item number 8, the approval of our action agenda. We will go ahead and read through the items on tonight's action agenda, which time a commissioner or a member of the public can remove an item for separate discussion and vote. At that time, we'll also entertain questions and discussion. I will take items 8.1 through 8.5, and Commissioner Netherland, if you would take 8.6 through 8.10. Item 8.1, approval to execute the amendments to the Public Defender 2016 Client Service Contract with Tashner and McNamara Jardine, and to authorize Frank Pinter to sign on behalf of the county. Item 8.2, approval to sign the Associate Development Organization Certification Designation Form, designating the Mason County Economic Development Council as the Associate Development Organization, ADO, to coordinate economic development services for Mason County under contract with the Washington State Department of Commerce. This is pursuant to RCW 43.330.080 and is for the 2017-2019 biennium. Item 8.3, approval of the resolution setting a public hearing to consider supplemental and budget transfer requests to the 2017 budget on April 18th at 9:30 a.m. The supplemental requests include $1,346,534 increased budget for Department of Commerce State Grant Revenue and Expense, $71,903.84 increased budget for CDBG Public Services Grant Revenue and Expense, $269,210 increased budget for CDBG Economic Opportunity Grant Revenue and Expense, $247,119.03 increased budget for VSP Work Plan Development Grant Revenue and Expense Grant, $275,000 increased budget for Mental Health Fund for BHO Building Purchase, $3,062 increased budget for CASA Grant Revenue and Expense, $196 decreased budget for Becca Grant Revenue and Expense, $100,000 budget transfer from Mental Health to Veterans Fund for year-end corrections, and $65,000 transfer from Sheriff Left 1 to Support Services Left 1. Item 8.4, approval to execute the annual certification for calendar year 2016, certification of expenditures for Traffic Law Enforcement 2016, and certification for expenditures for Fish Passage Barrier Removal 2016 to be included in the annual submittal to the County Road Administration Board by the Department of Public Works. And item 8.5, Approval to appoint Mary Jo Cady and Don Pogreba to the Transportation Improvement Program Citizens Advisory Panel, or TIPCAP.
Mr. Chairman, item number 8.6 reads approval of the Veterans Assistance Fund applications for necessity items, $150, utilities, $2,004.24, and for a total of $2,154.24. Item number 8.7, approval of warrants. Claims Clearing Fund warrants number 8047226 through 8047333 for the amount of $174,823.32 for a total of $174,823.32. Item number 8.8, approval to reappoint Evan Bowder and to appoint Ron Gold to the Hood Canal Coordinating Council Citizen Advisory Group for a 3-year term ending March 28, 2020. Item number 8.9, approval to execute the 2017 professional services contract with the Economic Development Council of Mason County in the amount of $68,000. Item number 8.10, approval to execute the contract with Michael Anderson to provide indigent defense in district court, and approval to have Frank Pinter sign the contract on behalf of the county.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So with that, are there any comments, questions on the items on tonight's agenda? Okay, hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve tonight's action agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I move for the approval of the action agenda in its entirety.
And I will second that. It's been moved and seconded that we approve tonight's action agenda items 8.1 through 8.10. Any other discussion on that?
Just to give compliments and appreciation to Ron Gold and Evan Bowder, Mary Jo Cady and Don Pogreba for stepping up to help us on our citizens advisory boards. It's the citizens that make all this work, and they give us a connection to the community that we may not always have if they didn't do the time, or if they didn't spend the time. It is doing time to some organization, but I very much appreciate them. I wanted to say thank you to them.
Very good, and I would concur. We say this time and again, we've appointed several people to our advisory boards and citizens advisory boards this year, and it's really one of those things where they do a lot of hard work. And as we head into April, it's Volunteer Appreciation Month, and so we're just very grateful to have people step forward to serve their community. So I would concur. Hearing no other discussion, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And the agenda is adopted. Passed. Item number 9, other business, department heads and elected officials. Lydia, are you doing the press releases? Okay, this would be.
This would be your
I
time.
didn't know if anybody else was going to come up.
Yeah.
Lydia Buchheit, Mason County Community Services, Community Health and Human Service Division. And we have 2 press releases tonight, and excuse my voice, I'm recovering from having lost it. The first one is to all community members now seeking homeless housing grant scoring panelists. Mason County is seeking 7 dedicated volunteers with interest and experience in services for homeless people to join an important rating, ranking, and performance review panel with the purpose of making non-binding recommendations to Mason County on use of the Consolidated Homeless Grant Funds and ESSH House Bill 2163 local recording fees. Qualifications of panelists. Scoring panelists must complete an application, can commit time to serve, understand strategic plans, and are willing to learn about services for people with housing and human services needs in Mason County. Panelists will have no commitment, investment, obligation, or involvement, financial or otherwise, in any agency contracting with or submitting proposals to, or is expected to submit proposals to Mason County. Time commitment, 1-hour orientation on Wednesday, May 3rd from 12 to 1, 4-hour request for proposal scoring session on Thursday, May 4th from 12 to 4 p.m., and additional time for scoring if needed to be determined by scoring panel. Interested persons must submit an application to Todd Parker no later than 4 p.m. on Friday, April 21st, 2017. Applications can be found on Mason County website under What's New section at www.co.mason.wa.us, or contact Todd Parker, Mason County Housing and Behavioral Health Program Coordinator, Community Services and Public Health, 415 North 6th Street, Shelton, Washington. Phone 427-9670, extension 293. Email tparker@co.mason.wa.us. Should have read the other one first. So here comes the other one. To all community agencies, that's for this one. Mason County is soliciting project proposals for funding from the Homeless Housing Funds, the Consolidated Homeless Grant, and Homeless Housing Grant, ESSHB 2163. State funding, the Consolidated Housing Grant totals approximately $573,000. Housing and Essential Needs, or HEN, totals approximately $569,058, and local funding 2163 totals approximately $300,000. Mason County may consider making 2-year renewable funding commitments. Projects must be eligible activity as outlined in the application packet. Applications must be received by the county no later than 4 p.m. on Friday, April 28th. For the benefit of the applicants, one request for proposal application workshop will be held on Tuesday, April 11th at the Public Health Building located at 415 North 6th Street in Shelton from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and a voluntary oral presentation of proposals between 9 and 12 noon on Friday, April 21st, 2017. Application materials can be found on the Mason County website under the What's New section on www.co.mason.wa.us. Contact Todd Parker, Mason County Housing and Behavioral Health Program Coordinator at 415 North 6th Street, Shelton, Washington. Phone 427-9670, extension 293, or email tparker@co.mason.wa.us. Those are long ones. Thank you.
Good job.
Thanks, Lydia. Appreciate it. Okay. Any department heads want to step forward? Okay. We have no public hearings tonight, so it takes us to item 11. It's our board report and calendar, and I will let Commissioner Netherland get started.
Okay. First, after our last meeting, we had a meeting with the Squaxin Tribe, go over some different issues with the water rights. It was a very good meeting. I said during that meeting, there's some of those I've had the pleasure to work with. I have great respect for them. We also had a briefing with the Sheriff's Department and Navy-based Kitsap. Afterwards, we had a meeting with the Mason Transit Authority. Attended the last piece of the North Mason Chamber of Commerce lunch. I also was away for a few days on behalf of the county and with staff at the risk pool on behalf of Mason County, and I want to point out compliments to our staff. As I went around in a roundtable format from table to table to table in regards to so many different issues, I came to the realization that our staff keeps us well informed because I actually had a clue what they were talking about at every single table. And I only went to one meeting over 4 years ago. That was the only one I ever attended, so it has to be because staff has been keeping me up on it because there's no other reason. I'm just not that bright. But aside from that, Memorial Hall meeting also with the veterans, and that was my first one. It went very well. We had our briefings again at North Mason Community Voice meeting last night. I met with Commissioner Ed Wolf today, and we had our Board of Health meeting before coming to this meeting today. Tomorrow, I will be attending a meeting at the Port of Bremerton. We have staff going out there, and I think Commissioner Schutte as well, in regards to the sewer. I'm meeting with some parents in regards to an issue that is going on in North Mason, but I want to make very clear, they've got questions about the field usage, and the county has made available grants for them to do AstroTurf, if they even call it AstroTurf anymore. I'm old. They have concerns about whether they'll have usage or not. I'm explaining to these folks that we do not control the school district in any form or manner. I'm just there to help be a liaison between them to make sure that they get their field usage they think is necessary to try to help. But I am in no way telling the school district what to do. I'm just trying to help put the two sides together. I have a meeting of the audit committee, and I will also be attending an event for Axel Stranglejohn up in the Port of Bremerton. Then local businesses and dealing with all the traffic issues and all the construction issues up in Belfair. It's a continuing thing, but as they move their construction, then I end up getting phone calls from those businesses that they're right in front of. It's just the way it works. So we're getting close to the end. I don't think McDonald's or the bank will call me. They're the last ones at the end. I think they're way above us there, so I don't have the issues there. Lisa Anderson from DNR. It has not been officially confirmed. Has yours?
No.
Okay. Because we're going to meet one after the other. West Sound Alliance, in regards to our financing and that was put forward for the bypass and any other things we're working on this year for transportation. That brings us back to our briefings and then a Port Allen meeting that Monday night.
Very good, thank you. So last night, North Mason Voice, great to engage with the North Mason community up there. Had a lot of good feedback from the community up there on a lot of the issues that they're facing, most notably the sewer system. Spent the morning today in Olympia at the legislature talking about rural development in Hearst with legislators and staff. Attended a hearing today for a couple of the bills that would address the issues with Hearst. So that'll, by everybody's kind of estimation, that might be a get out of Olympia bill that passes closer to when the final operating budget is settled. Tomorrow morning, I'll be here for a jail subcommittee meeting. It's a subcommittee of the Criminal Justice Working Team that I chair. So we'll be meeting tomorrow to talk about the future of our jail and criminal justice issues. Have the meeting with the Port tomorrow, Port of Bremerton. Law Library, we're having a special meeting tomorrow to talk about our subscription, where we get our law library information from, and renewing that contract. Then Alliance for a Healthy South Sound, Sheriff's Breakfast, potentially the DNR State Trust Lands meeting, and then a Legislative Steering Committee from the Washington Association of Counties has a webinar on Friday. Next Monday, we have our briefings, and then back for Tuesday's meeting.
Commissioner, I may be on the webinar also,
Okay.
just to let you know. So
Sure.
we won't be talking to each other. We just be on at the same time. But, you know, questions do get asked sometimes, and there are comments. And
So that's all. Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I move we adjourn.
We are adjourned.
You did
Good night,
it.
everybody.
1 minute. 6:18.